Hi,
It's
Jeannie.
so
I'm
good to
I'm
see
doing
you.
well. You too. You too.
So, we're here today to talk about your journey with equanimity and our healing herd. And I have just a few questions, but we're going to keep it as casual as possible. And I'd like to know how you found out about equanimity. What brought you here?
Well, I had been very ill, lots of health issues, and I couldn't understand, and doctors didn't understand either. They couldn't actually come up with a diagnosis, so it was kind of scary, but I knew it was real to me. And anyway, I reached out to a friend named Lauren, and I believe you know her. And she knew I loved horses. So she said, "Why don't you call Jeannie and talk to Jeannie?" And I thought, you know what? That sounds like a really good idea. I sure could use it because being around people during that time just wasn't a healthy thing for me, or at least the people that I was encountering. So I needed more so that I knew the horses would be able to offer like the unconditional love that I needed. And they did.
So, has that experience helped you in your life?
Oh, absolutely. It really helped me open up more healing avenues for me.
Do you remember how much time you actually spent in your sessions here? I was trying to remember how many times you were here and I couldn't recall.
I believe at least about ten sessions. We started, I believe, in November and we ended in mid-February. And I could have stayed and used more. I know, but I had to go. I know. I was wishing so badly I could have stayed, but
Yeah.
it was time for us to have to go.
So, can you tell me a little bit about what you remember from those sessions or some of the highlights?
It was interesting how the horses chose me. I just let things flow as naturally as possible. And I'm grateful I brought my lounge chair. And so I could really relax out in the round pen or wherever I was, where they were. And all of them, every one of them, they came to me to assist. And it ended up being blue most of the time at the last, I think, 3 sessions. But the sessions, they really let me go into myself to open my mind up to real healing and allowed it, you know. I don't know, it's just so amazing. Every one of them. And you, I mean, that wouldn't have happened without you and your assistance to be able to get into the program. So I appreciate that. And everyone at Equanimity, I really do, because people don't understand so many things about this, but if we just let it flow and we don't wait until we're really sick to use it, we could use this all the time. You know, that's what I plan on. I just loved every session there. I mean, the herd took me back to when before I was born,
Wow.
um, with my mother, and I think that was one of the next to the last session, but it just they just helped me open up to so much, you know, and accepting me. Oh, it was just beautiful. Yeah, really beautiful.
I was remembering a particular time when you came and you had just discovered something on your head.
Yes.
And when you laid down, I remember how quickly one of the horses came right up
Brown.
and put their nose right on your head. Yeah.
Yes. 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 And I, what happened from what I'm understanding is that when I was in the military, I was around a lot of toxic chemicals. It was poisoning me. And so that was the poison coming out in fibers and it's very painful. It's like you're getting a shot, you know, in your scalp. And so I thought, I need this to go away. I mean, you know, who wants that anyway? But yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't bother anybody else, but it did me. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you know, it wasn't like contagious or anything. It was just like poisons coming out of me, and I'm under the care of a naturopath now. So I'm still detoxing
Mm-hmm.
because what I had caused Lyme's disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all caused by a tick bite. So, That's something that was new for me to start to deal with extra inflammation in my body. But I'm getting there, and I'm getting there.
When the horses were actually connecting to you, do you remember any sensations other than, sometimes when we kind of go into our past or go to a different place, so to speak, we don't really notice physical sensations or anything like that. Do you remember any physical sensations that you
Well,
could
I
share?
remember beautiful colors and floating. I think on the last session, I actually had my phone. I thought this might be interesting for me to do. I had my phone turned on video.
Mm-hmm.
I took some pictures. My eyes were closed. So I thought, whatever will come out of it will come out of it. But yeah, it was just like I was floating, and just colors were very intense.
Mm.
The, just extremely beautiful.
Wow. I know it was really powerful for me to be sitting there observing what was happening. And it was, the horses were just so amazing because I would see sometimes one would come up to you and they would be with you for a while, and then they would walk away and another one would come up, or sometimes there'd be two or three surrounding you at one time. But it was just incredible to observe how things were, and the fact that you were totally open to whatever happened was really special because you didn't get in the way of what they were trying to do for you. So it was really, it was a beautiful, beautiful thing to be a part of. So.
Well, thank you. And I want to say that, I grew up with horses. My dad put me on them when I was in diapers, you know. I mean, we had a stallion that was, about 17 hands high, that was gentle. He was like a little puppy. I mean, we could walk under him, around him, and one of the things that dad taught me is never to show your fear.
Uh-huh.
Just take a deep breath and relax. And so I helped him break horses when I was 6 years old. He put a sack of feed on, and I was the next thing on. And I did well. He taught me well, and not so much for my other brothers and sisters. Some of them, like one of them, right after I would get off, ended up getting a concussion or a broken leg or
Oh.
whatever. But I think I have the traits that my father had with horses.
Uh-huh.
It's very gentle and loving, and I just love their energy.
And they can sense that in people. They know when people feel connected or when they feel afraid or when they don't trust. So it's really,
Right.
that's really a big part of it. So is there anything else that you would want to ask or share or?
Well, I know that the healing that took place, there was really important for me. And I didn't know we would be doing this today, but hopefully this will be able to help, somebody else. I think the main thing is to be accepting. Like, you know, you really can't wave a magic wand uh, on some things, to get rid of things or just hope it away. You have to want to, and be willing to, and be open to do it. And I just encourage other people to do the same. I mean, I'm a work in progress still, but it helped me to let go, you know.
Yeah. There are so many different ways that this kind of work with the horses can affect people, and not everybody wants to lay down in a lounge chair and allow the horses to do their work, but some people will just, they'll groom and they'll actually want to lead the horse or take them for a walk, or it's, so there's all different ways that the horse energy can help people heal, but the openness is so important. It's really, really a critical piece.
Yes, and I'm encouraged to, do something here in Italy that's similar to what you're doing.
Yeah, that'll be wonderful. Thank you so much. This has been such a great pleasure for me.
You
So,
too. And I want to add too, you're an awesome asset to it. A
thank
healer,
you.
there too, because, equanimity, they're, so fortunate to have you with
Thank
them
thank
because you're right there with the herd.
I feel like I belong to the herd.
Yeah, and give them all some love for me.
I sure
And
will.
they're always here in my heart. They're always, and you too. You too, and we're not finished yet.
No, we're not finished. Not as long as we're on this planet.
Right, right. And yeah, we hopefully we'll do some things together. I know when I'm in Tucson, I will contact you before and be
Oh,
able to
good.
come by,
Great.
hopefully.
Great.
Okay.
All right. Love you and thank you so much.
Love you too, and thank you. Until next time.
Okay.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao.